Greetings, outstanding folks, and welcome back. Jared Van back again. Today, I'm planning to give a few thoughts about the trumpet and where I think I am ability-wise after 2 months practice. First, talk about the trumpet itself. Like I said, mentioned it's a Mendini, made by Cecilio, $110 trumpet, and generally a good trumpet, especially for a training device. The only three things that come to mind that I think really not issues, just little quirks that you get when you get something like this. One is, and I don't know how much of it's the trumpet and how much of it's me, but unless I do some playing, warming up, if I try to play the low C or notes lower than that, they tend to be flat. And that might be also because I use a 1.5 C mouthpiece, but once I've warmed up, I can get them in tune. Second thing that I noticed is that this throw ring has that knurled head set screw that secures it. Sometimes that screw tends to work loose, especially when I'm wiping it down after playing. So I have to be really careful. Third thing, and I didn't expect it to happen in nickel finish, but I did have noticed a couple of places that are starting to get a little discolored. One's right in this part of the third valve casing, and that was just this little part on the tube coming out of the first valve casing, where they're starting to get a little dark where that's been in contact with my hand. And they still shine up fine, they're just dark spots. And with those being the only issues, that's still a solid enough horn. I could probably use it for a while. And the only issues I've got now, as far as my own ability to play, I've been making some pretty good progress, I think. When I first started playing it, first day I played it, I couldn't get any notes to come out sounding good at all. And it took me close to a week before I could get the low C to mid C octave sounding good. And at that time, I figured it'd be like months before reaching the high C. Back in my college days, I could only get from the low F sharp to the E above high C, plus the pedal C. And I've also had a tendency to jam the trumpet toward my mug on the higher notes, which is not a good practice. So I decided to take a completely different approach to embouchure and let the air do the work. Let's see what I can do on the high end. I'll work on some arpeggio, some harmonic series, starting with mid C, which is the fourth harmonic in the series, and just use all the open valves, just see what I can do. I think I just hit the double high G. Most loudest high double G I've ever hit in my life. And no pressure. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'd say it'd probably be about like 2 or 3 months down the road, I'll probably be more solid at that range. And I'm not even unfurling the lips in Mary Ferguson protocol, but I'm using other principles such as the compressions. So that helps out there. Now let's see what I can do on the low end. I'm going to go chromatic, starting with the low C. I managed a pedal F sharp. So my range, it's improving. Now the extreme high end and the extreme low end still need a lot of work to get them stronger, but the potential's there. So I'm definitely well ahead of where I expected to be. Other areas where I believe I still need some work: 1, intonation throughout the range; 2, dynamics throughout the range; 3rd, getting the breathing techniques down, especially in the high range; and 4th, I still need to work on my endurance. Starting out, I could only play about a minute, and then I had to take a 5-minute break. Now I can play for probably like 5 to 10 minutes, about after 10 minutes of playing, without taking at least a 8 count break, my lips start to sting. So I got a lot of work to do on endurance. But other than that, my progress seems to be going well. Be interesting to see what it looks like, say, when I reach the 3 month part down the road. So, all the best.